I got to lean in.
What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We're here for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I'm in my role, which means that I was bored. bored, boots. Jenny, how you doing today?
Bored right along with you. I feel like
Sammy will be joining us shortly, but I see we have people here, so there will be a show. Just don't know how long, how it's gonna be, because I mean, honestly, and when I say bored, it's not because okay, well, it's boring. It's boring. It's boring. But also, I feel like when it comes to like something like this, and you watch an episode, we want to talk about something else. Honestly, we I don't think we talk about the same that it's kind of happened for the last 7 episodes. Um, the husbands are getting involved, and even then, that was just a snippet. We kind of talked about that last week, but we're gonna continue with the show. And of course, if you're watching right now, don't forget to hit that like button to support this channel and subscribe so you can get notifications on all the videos. And child, if it's boring next week, we may not have a show until it get picked back up. And no shade, but nonetheless, hey Indigo, I see you in the chat. Indigo said I'm gonna have to listen to y'all in the background because I need to hear Teresa on watching that. Yeah, right, I was watching it too. And I really wish I would have heard what she thought about what's her name, Tracy, but we missed that part. Hey Tamon, hey everybody. Indigo says I don't like the husbands now. Yeah, the husbands are doing a lot. It's so interesting. They had that whole scene in confessionals, and when it cut to the open to the housewives, I'm like, well, damn, I forgot I was watching the Housewives of New Jersey. I thought I was watching.
I can't wait until we talk about that because baby.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and kick it off. Go ahead, give me your thoughts, because last week, just for those that missed it, last week the husbands got up. They were meeting up or whatever, and there was a big blowout between Bill and Evan, because they were all coming at Bill talking about how his wife has character flaws and that basically she's not a good person. And it's like basically they were trying to get him. I feel like they were trying to get him to hold her some kind of accountable, but in my eyes, I just feel like they really want him to. I don't know what they want. Like, that's his wife. You know, he's wrong, but it's like he's obligated to support his wife, especially when you got a whole bunch of women on the cast coming at her for one, and then now the husband's coming at him. It's like, well, damn, if I have never seen a cast, husbands and wives come together and say, basically, we want somebody gone, I'm watching it right now, because they clearly want them off this cast. I mean, they're not at events, you know what I'm saying? Then when he comes to events, he's like questioned. And honestly, the person on the fire should be, I mean, it really shouldn't be Louis, but it was supposed to be Louis, but they turned it all on Bill. So what's your thoughts, Danny?
Well, it's funny when, first of all, I want to say I like Frank. Frank is the only one that gets it right.
I do like Frank.
He's only one that gets it when he says, it's the guy code. The wives do what they want, their mess, and we just have fun together. We don't let it come between us. Mm-hmm. I just find it pretty hypocritical of, first off, Joe Gorga to say the husbands are supposed to hold the wives accountable for what they say. Does he realize what table he's sitting at and who all of these wives? Like, none of these husbands have held them accountable ever.
None of them. None of them.
And that's just on Bill. We'll get to Louis in a second, but it was so hypocritical to me. Evan, like Sammy and I were texting, Sammy brought it up. Evan, your wife says that Joe's niece was doing cocaine in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Sammy.
Hey, Sammy. That, by the way. No correction. No, you didn't make Joe correct. You didn't tell Evan to correct her. I understand it was in retaliation of something that Teresa said, but that's still his niece. Sammy, I was referring to what you told me in the chat, since you were here about the Evan's wife saying that Gia does coke.
Right. But I mean, what basically they have all wrong.
Oh, you talking about Evan? You talking about Jackie?
Yeah. We talk about how they want Bill to turn on his wife. They want him to hold her accountable, but they're not doing the same thing to their wives. They're all doing some foul things. Have done some foul things. I mean, it's housewives culture, but I really stick with Frank and just stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? And because it's messing up their relationship, and it's honestly like it looks kind of tacky just seeing all the wives against one's wife, and then all the husbands and boyfriends against a husband. It's just like, what the hell? This is not very becoming.
And I don't
I'm
know
not even a
why
big
they
G
would
thing.
expect for him.
Ahead,
Yeah, like, so I don't know why they would expect for Bill to not have her back. Like, y'all sitting there discussing his wife in a negative manner and expect for him to just stay and take it. When they wouldn't allow it with Jackie or Melissa, Marge, like they wouldn't go for that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, with the Bill's in hot water with Jennifer anyway. He can't say nothing to her right now. He just need to shut up and do what he can't say. He can't correct her right now.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. And I didn't like how they kind of like when he did. So he did leave. Of course, last week we saw Evan tell him goodbye, go, whatever. He gave him very much so a goodbye cow and told him to send his way. Frank went and got him. Now you notice Joe sent Frank to go get him, which I like Frank, but I wish Frank would be like, no, you go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like you go after him. Like don't send me or whatever. And I like that Frank kind of had his back and saying like, that's his wife and. He not even a husband right now. But I mean, he has the most sense of anybody that's in the table who are husbands to somebody. And so, Sammy, did you catch Tiki getting really involved by saying that his wife was talking about it, and so that gives him, I guess, the rite of passage to where he's going to question Louis. So Louis does show up. He comes later. But Tiki is involved and he's questioning. And my thing with Tiki is like, you are the last person that should be talking about anybody's and speculations and rumors and all these, because you were in hot water years ago, and you should know what it's like. So if anything, I would expect you, just like I expected Tracy to kind of understand the situation too, but they are just failing. And it just basically proves more and more that their story of what we read is true, that he definitely was cheating on his wife with that girl, but that's just me. Sammy, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I get being included in the cast and wanting to be a part, but I think just like Teresa said, him and Tracy, they're doing a bit much. Y'all just got here. I get y'all here in the conversation, but they have so much input and it's so strong. Like sitting there, so what are we doing? Are we still gonna be friends with Bill? Are we upset with him? Like Bill probably don't even consider you a friend. I don't want you here. You are Tracy. They bad cast. Take him out, Bravo. But he was too much for no absolute reason. Like he was taking joy. He was excited about the mess. It seemed like even when Louis got there, he was just excited to toss himself in. It was just
right. I would have some gargoyle teeth. I'm like, shut up, shut up. Like this is you clearly, Tracy. Y'all are really trying to get involved. I mean, we saw at the beginning of the season. Tiki was advertising on his Twitter like he was a damn housewife. Watch the show tonight, y'all. And it's just like it's becoming very clear that they're excited with this type of exposure.
I also don't think that if it wasn't Teresa or Louis, they wouldn't be so involved. But they look at coming at Teresa as their ticket to be on the cast. And
they so comfortable doing it because Joe and Melissa are right there along with them, so they feel like it's the go-to thing.
And at least, thankfully, Melissa and Joe are copping deuces. At least are trying to.
They ain't doing it hard enough. They ain't doing it hard enough.
I think Joe is trying to. I don't get the impression that Melissa. I think Melissa's doing it just because Joe said it. But it's from that conversation when all the husbands were talking to each other. I felt like he was just like, I'm gonna take a step back, and she was just like, okay, like it's almost as if she didn't want to back off of it, I don't know. This is what I got.
You better keep her in check, like he said. Bill needs to do Jennifer.
Well, he didn't tell her to stop running up on people so she won't get grabbed. How about that?
He should have been checking her inventory when she was selling that fake Chanel down at Envy. That's what he should have been checking.
Everybody should be getting a refund.
Yeah, get them people their money back. Worry about that.
Very much so. Very much so. So then there were after that, so wait, at the actual table, they did address Louis the allegations about him abusing somebody, and he said that the woman abused another man, or
he was saying it was rumors out there that she tried to stab one of her exes or something of the sort.
Okay, because I kind of like then I thought, what's going on?
I knew what he was trying to say. Basically, like there's rumors out there about everybody. Is what I gathered that he chose not to believe it. So that's what I gathered from it. It's just like I still gave her a chance. You know what I mean? So I just think, I don't know. There's something weird to me that they're all so eager to jump on this and believe it. It's just odd to me.
And like Tiki was saying, he was like, by default, I have to believe you or agree with you. It's like, Tiki, you actually don't have to do a damn thing. You could just sit back and listen to the conversation.
When he said that, I wish
you just too involved.
Too involved. I mean, they all are. Just like his wife, everybody else is.
But Marge's husband is.
He showed up. Yeah, he was coming out the shell. Now he was really showing it. He wasn't even trying to tiptoe into it. He was just completely there with the
Marge was in bed later on together.
Yeah,
I was like gonna say when they were in bed together, like I was
two good
like,
girlfriends gossiping.
Very much so. It didn't feel like I was like it was like big sis, little sis. In the bed, gossiping about what happened at the event, and yeah, What's it? Teeth very much. Them teeth are a lot. It's very pterodactyl-ish up in there in my eyes. Did y'all catch Jackie talking to Evan and how she? It's so interesting seeing how 2 episodes ago Jackie was so much. I need to be there for Jen, which we kind of didn't believe it then. But then all of a sudden she's just like, yeah, she's terrible. She's awful. It was like
then she went from well, he shouldn't have stuck his dick into nobody to, well, Bill's not the bad guy here. It's Jennifer. Like, which one is it? Is it his fault or is it her fault? Bitch, just say you don't care for either one of them and you enjoying them getting what you feel like they deserve. Just say that.
How is Bill not the bad guy in this? Like, he's the reason for all this. At the end of the day, he is the reason for everything that's going on with Jennifer right now.
Very much so. Yeah. I mean, they can blame Marge if they want to and say she put it out. She brought light to it. But I mean, at this point, like in this episode, we have already said that it's clearly bothering Jen. It's resurfacing. She confirms the episode. She actually wants to talk about it. But he don't want to talk about it. So like, how y'all feel about that? Because I feel like I know it was allegedly 10 years ago, but now that it's a lot of drama going on, I feel like he should talk about it.
Bill does not have the right to not talk about it, especially you got this woman in this public platform. You see what it's doing to her. He has no right to get stubborn and not want to talk about it. You should. I'm with Jackie on that. You shouldn't have put your dick where it didn't belong if you didn't want to talk about it. Well, I don't have the right to be quiet.
I agree with Jackie on that 2 weeks ago, so I agree with that too.
Yeah.
She said that.
I really don't have nothing to add on that. I agree. It's just you got to deal with it.
Yeah, I think he may be thinking like, oh, we already got past this, but no, it may have happened. But clearly the way that she handled it wasn't the best way. She kind of just let it just go. But now that it's back, I feel like if this had happened 10 years ago where it got out, then maybe she would have built it. But now I'm seeing like I'm kind of side with Jen because it's like now it's like everyone knows, everyone's talking about it. And now this is probably the one thing I feel like people fear when stuff happens in a relationship, like when it gets out. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about public perception, but it's just about you don't want nobody knowing what you're going through. Especially when you have such a.
Marge did have a point when she said she put it out there like it was picture perfect, and now we know how you've been putting out there the truth. So maybe she just, I don't know. I think it's a mix of her not wanting to deal with the embarrassment or being ashamed for staying with him.
Yeah.
But I also feel like she doesn't want to have to deal with actually confronting Bill and confronting how she truly does feel about it. Because it's clear that it's now that it's out there. I don't even think she's too much concerned about them knowing now. Now she want to get into the conversation with him, and he don't want to do that, which is making it even more frustrating for her.
It's also an opportunity for Bill to, because it's being done publicly on reality TV, it's a chance for Bill to show some remorse too, and clean up his image a little bit from it.
I agree.
I heard what she said. Y'all heard what she said to her brother that he feel like it's gonna open Pandora's box and they won't be able to close it. That means Bill did some more stuff that girl don't know about, and that's what he's afraid of.
It was the pharmaceutical rep gonna pop up.
Child, it was a pharmaceutical rep and the office manager.
See, I think
it might have been the janitor too. We don't know.
They got a housekeeper, a nanny, because at this point, I don't know what's going on.
Check all of them.
About a pharmaceutical rep. She didn't even know about the secretary years ago. Margaret was talking about a pharmaceutical rep, and Jen
Jen wasn't ready.
2 different things.
Jen was not ready. Okay. So then, after that, there's a couple of other scenes that happen. Teresa is, meeting. She's talking to her kids, talking to Gia and Melania, and basically about Louis. They're talking about Gia. Do you feel like Gia has reservations about him? Because in one moment she's supportive, but then she constantly likes to express that she's kind of like a little apprehensive about it. I don't know. I'm getting mixed signals from Gia on how she supports.
I think Gia has she definitely has reservations, but she's not gonna say it on camera. She probably tell her mama when it's just them, but she ain't gonna say too much on camera. But the fact that she went from, I think she wants her mama to be happy. She sees that she's happy, but she's just fearful that whatever all this stuff we hearing does have some truth to it. And Teresa's not looking at none of that.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, and also she's a daddy's girl. I don't think she's ever going to praise another man too much. I just really don't.
She needs to send her over there with what's Dolores' daughter's name? Frank, and is it Gabrielle or whatever it is? Because they love him some David. Maybe they can show him how to appreciate the stepdaddy.
But David been there how long?
Yeah, I mean, he been there a lot longer, Chad. This man, it's been just 1 year. I thought a year had already passed, but they actually celebrate their 1 year anniversary on this episode on the boat and stuff like that. Did y'all like that idea and the scroll and all of that with the pink and the petals? No.
It was cute for her. I can be on that boat like that.
I like how she was touched. Teresa seemed very touched, and like she has never had anyone be that romantic with her and show her that side. So I think for her it's refreshing, and that's what's sweeping her off her feet.
It was good to see her happy though, especially after they showed the little flashback clips with everything she's been dealing with between Joe and the parents. It was good to see her in a good space. She cheesed the whole damn scene. She was just smiling.
I did laugh at the house. Gia, your mother's smart. I did laugh when she said that.
Yeah, I was like, but
Scarecrow, don't do that.
I will say Teresa, even before watching this season, we watched Ultimate Girls Trip. She just seemed happier. She seemed different. Like even out like social media, she just seems to be happier. So I'm happy to see her have that. You know, hopefully these things are not true, and if they are true, maybe he is a changed man, and she can be happy because we don't need her to go. She don't need to be in any more scandals, any more things. She needs to have happiness. She deserves it at this point. At this point, in my eyes. So, okay. Well, after that, they kind of give a little glimpse of Melissa. I guess her storyline is her daughter. Her daughter doesn't want to do cheer anymore. And I guess it's breaking Melissa down because she feels like she's so good at cheer, but I guess she tore her Achilles, and it's actually maybe suffering from some kind of depression or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like if the girl don't want to do it no more, then she don't have to do it.
You can't force her to do it.
That can be traumatizing. I mean, I'm just speaking for. I had an injury 9 months ago, and child. Be scared to go to the gym, Chad. I don't even post videos no more when heels be breaking because I'd be scared, man. So I get it. It can be traumatized. I think she'll get back there. She's young too, so she has a long way to go for, you know what I'm saying? So she's fine. But I think she'll get back to that point. Melissa could just back off of it and let her when she's ready.
Yeah, she may not want to do it at the new school. She already voiced that she didn't like
that too. That too. She don't want to be at that by that.
She already don't want to be there.
Is the new school by that little swamp house they buy?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to do it over there either because I want to stay wherever they at in that house or whatever. And then so Marge has a spa day. Was it for Dolores' birthday or just for Dolores because what she was going through? I can't remember.
What she's going through.
Okay, what she was going. I didn't know what was it for. I knew it was for Dolores, but I didn't know what was the occasion. And at this thing, I keep getting these moments where I feel like Teresa and Tracy about to go at it, but it doesn't necessarily go there. I feel like Teresa kind of like letting her slide, but I really want Teresa to let Tracy have it at least one of these times because Tracy is kind of asking for it in my eyes. So at the event, they're all there and they're just talking up. She kind of brings up that she heard that the husbands were talking about it, specifically Tiki, but while mentioning that he was speaking on it because he felt like she sent him to do it. You know, kind of set him up to kind of get more information or whatever. So I want to hear what y'all think about that.
I like that Teresa. I like that she hasn't popped off yet. But if you see how when she was speaking to Louis about it, when she was speaking to the girls about it at the spa, that wheel is spinning. Like she finna pop the fuck off because they steady picking at her. I think at this point she's just like, it's one thing for Margin to be talking about it, but Tiki and Tracy, I don't even know who the hell y'all are. So why y'all have so much input, so much commentary on my relationship and what's going on?
Yeah.
So I think she's gonna get Tracy. At least I hope she does.
I mean,
so.
Tracy been on the press tour at the beginning of the season on her, so he has to. We got the mid-season trailer. I didn't see anything in there, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get something. I just feel like Tracy should not leave untouched. And he got to be physical. It needs to be verbal, any kind of way. She needs to be taught a lesson.
Yeah,
we don't see it at the season. I'm sure we'll definitely see it at the reunion.
Don't bring Tracy to that reunion.
Tracy won't be at the reunion, honey.
I hope not.
She would not. She has not left. She has not.
If we didn't get Kiki in Miami, I don't want to see Tracy on Jersey.
Antonio said, "I hope Trey drags that giraffe." Not she a
That's
giraffe.
actually what Tiki's teeth look like, a giraffe teeth.
It just looked like something that's just out of this world. I don't know what is going on. It's just a lot. Okay, Indigo. So you finally think Tracy did too much? You know, Indigo was Tracy's #1 fan. So let's see. Yes, I do now. Tracy did too much. I was happy when she first started talking, defending Jen, but now she has flipped and she is after Teresa. Tracy done lost her mind. I'm glad you came around, Indigo.
I was feeling that way too, not in the sense of I felt like Tracy was playing her cards right as far as to trying to get on a reality show. But now it's becoming cringy how she's acting. It's cringy to me.
It seemed like she was trying to align herself with Teresa at first. So she saw Teresa's looking out for Jen. Let me look out for Jen. But now that the majority against Teresa. And Jen,
no, she's trying. It seems like I agree. Like since she was defending Jen, and then it seemed like they could have been a good little trio. She may have had better chances of doing, but it seems like now she's kind of making her way to the other girls, kind of like trying to. More Melissa, more of Marge.
But I always thought that she was Joe and Melissa's friend to begin with. I never thought she was going to be Teresa's friend.
Well, that is true. She did the introduction scene into her was
Melissa's friend. I mean, because she was brought on as Joe and Melissa's friend.
Well, I just thought because she was defending Jen, and Jen's only friend is Teresa at this moment. So I mean, I just thought maybe that would be a little, but I guess. I don't know. I guess Melissa.
Because what has changed to make her just all of a sudden not see it for Jen? It's been the same circumstances. She popped up in the group.
When she changed the night Jen put her hands on Melissa. That's when she started singing her different tune.
Who? Tracy?
Tracy. When Jen grabbed Melissa's hand or whatever she did, that's when she started changing her tune.
Yeah, I mean that was.
If she ain't learned, I know she's watched the show. She should know better. She's seen how it was Teresa and Danielle against everybody, and Teresa had all them girls that quick. Flip on Danielle. So Tracy, you damn sure ain't safe, and we can get the OG up out of here. Teresa ain't gonna play with Tracy. Tracy better.
There's no Housewives without Teresa. There's no Jersey.
She lost her mind, like Indigo said. She is a flip flopper.
She gonna be flip with Teresa.
Very much so. And then we get a final scene with Jen talking to her brother, and just basically she's starting to question her marriage. She's at this point, I'm just like, okay, now I don't think she's going too far, but maybe they should go and as Dewey and what's his name said yesterday. What's his name? Dewey and Coach Shaw said go to some counseling. They need some therapy or something like that because he is not going to talk on his own with just her. And I think before she takes that step, and she's been married for so long, they got so many kids, and I'm not saying any of that is the reason just to stay. That could be a small reason. Happiness is definitely, like she said, important, but I feel like she should probably look into other options before she goes down this path of, well, maybe I shouldn't be married anymore. That's just me.
Or maybe she doesn't want to end up like her mother.
Well, and she did say that, so that's a very,
she also said her brother asked, like, would he be open to counseling, and she was like, he don't want to because he's afraid we're going to open up conversations that we can't come back from. So if he don't want to have the conversations, then at this point, that is out there, it's clearly showing, it's visible. What is she supposed to do?
Counseling or Jesus?
Because I agree also with his culture, where he's from, they don't really believe in counseling too much either.
Well, they better believe it. They believe in marriage, honey. Marriage.
I mean, Jen stayed around them years ago, money-wise. He was working, she wasn't. She got her own money now from the show. She making her own coin.
And I think he sees it that way too. Like, she ain't going nowhere. She's kept. So where is she gonna go?
Well, she got to show him. She got her nose done. She good now. I don't know.
Well, she might want to wait a little while. Let it settle in some more.
Now
she could take
now she get another procedure, then she can leave.
She gotta see how they're gonna work
get
out.
That bread, get that nose, then leave.
The affair is documented on TV, him admitting it. She could take him to divorce court and clean up.
I like that car that he was driving at the beginning though. That's a nice little car.
I'm glad he left too. I'm glad he got up out of there.
Oh, of course. First of all, I would have cussed Evan out. I'm just saying, hey, I'm not gonna tell me. I would have turned around and been like, you know what? You cheated. You probably was a damn cheater last season. I would have cussed Evan out. I'm not gonna leave. Then you tell me go ahead and go. I'm turning back around because now.
And I know I wasn't here when y'all first probably talked about it, but what I wish that Bill would have done when he was outside talking to Frank was kind of go back and reiterate the conversation he had with Frank when Frank was talking to Jennifer, telling Jennifer whatever she was saying.
I really want him to talk to Frank.
Yeah, like Frank, you know what's going on. They keep
showing this scene and they keep talking about this digging. I really want them to have a sit down. I feel like it'll go a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying? And just I feel like they could. I mean, I think he's still okay with him, but that Joe and the other Joe and Evan, I don't know about them three.
And that's probably why Frank's so neutral, because Frank probably know what's really going on, but he don't want to throw nobody under the bus.
Very much so. Very much so.
And
go ahead.
No, it's just crazy to me because they all again Evan's mad at Bill because Jen was digging, around about the affair, but they all doing the same thing right now with Louis.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't even know. I mean,
it's crazy, like whether it's credible or not, that they just we started with this video. Okay, so the video that could be somebody could find it easily, right? But now y'all pulling up other stuff about him being abusive and stuff like that. So this is definitely digging. I mean, it's another form of it, because how did it didn't just fall in your lap? Somebody wouldn't have found that.
Because I ain't see it online.
I was just gonna say I ain't seen none of it.
I'm
gonna go look now though, but I ain't seen none of it before they started talking about it on TV.
Okay, let me go do a little research paper and figure out what's going on, because I haven't seen any of this stuff. So the husbands and boyfriends, I emphasize that too, because some of my husbands are digging too. So they're getting a little check too, I guess, in their confessionals. And I've never seen so many husbands in a damn confessional in an episode. I was like,
I feel like I'm watching Married to Medicine.
I feel like I am watching Married to Medicine or something, because it's so many. They are getting so many confessionals. Just saying. I don't know. And they're gonna say, but they don't have any proof. Then they say it was from. Yeah, it's always an anonymous source. It's never.
I bet you if they trace the IP, it comes back to Mullet Marge's house.
That's her and Joe sitting at their computer.
The IP gonna say 002 trap mouth. Not
typing with them lips.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and send the link in here to get a few calls in. I don't think we missed anything, because honestly, that's really all. And I watched it laying down. I had my rollers in my head, and I'm just like, let me see.
I told myself, I said, I'm gonna pay attention. I don't want to do like last week and be distracted, because last week's episode I was doing so much other stuff during it because it wasn't good.
I watched it this time. Now my eyes closed for a second. I ain't gonna lie. Then I nodded up because
I would have woke up for next Tuesday's lean.
Child, not Antonio flow.
But I'm trying to be.
I can't laugh at that.
Oh, he did say
sorry, Antonio.
He probably here watching child.
So.
Okay, well, I'm about to let one of the callers in. Of course, if you're watching right now, don't forget hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We will be here for New Jersey for the rest of the season. I'm confused about the whole mid-season trailer. This is only episode 7, so I don't know. I mean, if it is a short season, I think last season was pretty short too.
I think the last 2 were.
But I just feel like that is not the case, because Bravo likes to have their shows like kind of overlap. Their Housewives, they usually have at least 2 on at the same time. One usually ending, one is like in the middle. And so if we are in the middle, then this will probably end right at the time in which Beverly Hills and Atlanta come on. And we didn't talk about this, but Married to Medicine, it is coming. I don't know when, but it is coming. So and they also
come on Sunday with Atlanta, because they usually used to come on one right after the other.
Yeah. And they also put Miami on Bravo too. So that's actually one of their shows now. So even though we've already watched it and recapped it, if you ain't watched it, go back and watch our recaps. But it's on Bravo now, so that's one of their Housewives shows now. So we'll see. All right. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, darling. How you doing?
How
Hey,
you doing today?
Danny.
Hey,
Hey,
Lisa.
Sammy, darling. How you
Hey,
doing? Yes, I'm gonna get started right this. I'm gonna tell you something. Everyone's doing too much, okay? Number one, you saw your ass got caught your ass with cheating, okay? Ain't no son, no woman gonna come up to Frank and tell him that yeah, I'm the one everyone was cheating with. Baby, you got caught, okay? Because the girl came out and said it, okay? So you kind of come out the bill because Frank, you need to come out the Frank, because Frank let the shit know. Frank let the shit know. That's what you need to come out of. Cause Frank put the shit on. Frank put the shit on blast. It wasn't nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with Jennifer being nosy. Really? Did that really happen? And I don't blame Jennifer. I would have been the one. I've been one. I would have been the one ask him too. Did that really happen? Did the girl really come to you? And so I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I always say only thing mistake that she did wrong that night, she called Joe a bitch. Now you don't call no other woman. I said that's what she did wrong. And she had every right to tell y'all to get the fuck out of her house, okay?
yeah.
She had every right. I would have told them the same thing to get the hell up out of my house, okay? And number one, y'all kind of come out the bill. You know, I'm blaming Bill. Bill saying, look, that's my wife, and you ain't finna down talk my wife in front of me. Because like he said everybody else wife did things. Frank agreed too. Yeah, you can't come after another man's wife like that. You can't do that. So other than that, it was like going on and Tracy. I'm like them like Tracy is doing too much. She doing too much. You kind of get in the scene, honey, with a gangster lean. It's not working, honey. Okay, baby, you going up against the wrong person. That's Teresa, baby. That
Uh,
Teresa gonna let her know, honey. Don't come after me and my family, me and my man. Okay, you stay in your lane, and you and your football player over there. Okay, because y'all got skeletons in the closet. Okay, don't let me air your dirty laundry out there. Okay, and then we really gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see who's gonna run in with the football player down the street. Okay. But let me go on with it. Now I'm talking it was talking about, and um this is my thing of it is, you know, the men when it come to Louis, yeah, Teresa moving too fast. Yeah, she moved too fast. That's one thing I can definitely say. She moved too fast.
Let me ask you a
And
question, Lisa.
I'm
Let me ask you
liking
this. So, what about what she's doing that makes you think she's moving too fast? Like, because she's just.
because all this stuff with the smoke, with some smoke and some fire.
But all she doing is she just in a relationship. She ain't married. I mean, she
Well,
about to. They
that's
about to. They
true.
are about to move
But
together. I
that's
forget. They about
true.
to.
But
That
it's
is
too
true.
much though. But they got a picture of him on a dating site. It's in her kitchen. His name supposed to be Nick with the sign 46. With his age 46. They supposed to be in her kitchen. Now I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, man. Now Teresa, I'm take baby, baby. You need to get rid of this one, honey. You like, and I said this to everybody else. I said this on. I was gonna say this on another blog. I believe Teresa and Kenya both. These men see them on TV, and both of them are beautiful women. But these men see them, and they see them as they come up. They're like a woman see a man, like I said, and I said this thing by Nick Cannon too. Them girls who got them baby by Nick Cannon, they see him as a come up. Okay? Plus they can get money. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say. That's why I believe Louis that Louis come from, he looking for a come up. Okay? And that's how I feel about that. And I'm like I said, I'm like her daughter. I'm like Gia, you moving too fast because like you said at the beginning, everything sounds so good because you in this love bubble, you want to stay there. But child, you need to bring your blinders on, Blim- open them eyes, baby, because some of that stuff got to be true. Like I say, when smoke is fire, and like and I feel sorry for Dolores, her mom. I really do. I really do. And I believe this. Is why I believe this. Is why I hurt. And I was with this too. I believe Jennifer was hurt because, like she said, she didn't tell nobody in her family. She dealt with it. She said they dealt with it. They said they're not gonna talk about it no more. But now it hit the surface. All of it hit the surface back again. Like, especially when he didn't have her back. You know, like, you didn't have my back. We didn't ever talk about it, and she's real hurt now. But now she got to tell her kids, she got to tell her mom, she got to tell her family what actually happened. And that bring up all that pain and stuff back up again. And I like you know saying like, but I'm glad. But one thing I am glad though that Melissa and Joe had Teresa's back this time. They said, we're not getting involved with this. We're not really gonna touch this.
Like,
I'm glad. I'm glad they did say that. I'm glad they did. It was too late because you should have did that at that dumb party when Teresa was texting you. You should not said nothing. Say, y'all look, however it is with my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, leave it alone because it ain't none of our business. Okay? That's what it is. And honey and everything else on that show, I can't wait to this season when Teresa put Margaret in her goddamn place. I can't wait. I'm waiting for my popcorn and my drink and in my look. I'm gonna have to get some liquor this time.
What kind of liquor you gonna drink?
Baby, it don't matter, baby. I'm gonna cocktails all the way around, baby dog. Okay. I can't drink. I'm trying not to drink. I have not.
You said you weren't supposed to be drinking.
I know. I'm not. I haven't drunk since I was in Memphis. I have not been drinking. I haven't been drinking. You know, I got alcohol because I'm pre-diabetes. But with this right here coming up, baby, I'm gonna get my popcorn and probably get my tequila or my some kind of whiskey and sit back and enjoy this, baby doll. Because Margaret gonna find out, baby doll, you do not mess with Teresa. You know what she did today, and she shook that damn flip that table, you prostitution whore. Okay, don't make the prostitution whore Teresa come out now. Okay, but any kind of way, that's all I had to say. Okay. Love you. Oh yeah, this was show I want you to look after.
What show is
Go to Netflix. Go to Netflix and look at Bling Empire.
I watched that. We actually recapped it. It's up.
it's
Y'all,
good.
who kept I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's up.
I got
Me
this.
and
Man, it is.
me
That was
and
the show.
Chad did it. Me and Chad did it last year around May. It's up there. It should be a
I
playlist
cannot
for it.
wait. I cannot wait till it come this new season.
Mhm.
I've been looking at Netflix a lot because I'm feeling in love with Bridgerton. I'm sorry.
All right, Lisa,
I
I gotta
love
let
the
you go.
Duke.
Okay.
My Duke ain't on that no more, and he got a nice ass. Oh my god, he got a nice ass.
He do.
Okay, Lisa, I gotta let you. I got one more call to get
I
on.
know,
Okay.
baby.
Thank you for calling
Love
in.
y'all. Bye bye.
All right. All right.
I'm today, baby.
Yes, love is not love is mine. Blink Empire is up. We did recap it. Hey, Indigo.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty
Amazing.
good.
So I just wanted to say to Lisa real quick. She said she was felt sorry for Dolores's mom. Yesterday, Dolores posted on her IG. Her and her mom sat there, and she was letting everybody know her mom made it. She's okay. Everything went good. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
Pardon me. I'm slightly under the weather.
That's okay. You ain't got no COVID, do you?
No, I do not.
I didn't put my mask on.
No,
my mask yet.
It is not COVID, baby. I just now told myself to stop saying I feel under the weather and following it up with it's not COVID. And then here you come. But, I want to know if y'all saw what I saw. Okay, so the men, when they gathered and went to that table, it was almost like a horrible ninth grade play that you're forced to watch, because that woman, the host, walked Joanna to the table and like pulled out the seat, and he said, "No, I'm gonna sit over there." So he sat over there. Then, it was Frank's call time, who is sometimes Francesca. Anyway, so Frank come in and he sat in that seat. And then he ordered his drink. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to sit next to you, Joe. I think I'm going to sit next to you." And then Joe said, "Yeah, I think you should." And then, Tiki came in. I got it all down, honey. Then Tiki came in and sat in the original seat that, the host offered. And then it was Joe right next to him, Evan, and Evan was, on the side next to Frank.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so planned to where I wouldn't even doubt that Joe already knew that Joey was going to say F you, Bill. This is giving, because they want to be seen for whatever reason. And they even have a tour. Y'all know that, right? The men, they go on tour. Doing what? I don't know.
Something about it.
Huh?
I think I saw something on it.
It's like a comedy show.
Yeah.
Is it featuring Joe? Like, is he like the headliner or something like that?
Yes.
And he into comedy and stuff.
Gorga, Frank is on it. And some others.
They're doing too much. But it just, even with the way that they were sitting, I could tell that they were meant to sit in those places. And then even going back to Evan sitting up here, being cool the whole entire time. And then all of a sudden he get to the table and Evan turned into Eva, and he like, you go, go, go. It was like when he arrived, they must have told him, this is what we doing, and so we need you to get in on it some kind of way. Even with Tiki, who I am disappointed. Tiki is now Takesha. And he sat up there.
So you came in with hope for Tiki, even given his statements and stuff that he made against
I hadn't heard any of that.
You gotta look it up, honey.
You know what? I'll be researching people if I decide to do a reading on them. But I see now, before I say a word, I got to look up folks now, because I was the only one team Tracy and Tiki, and I'm like, what everybody, what they do? Shit. Anyway,
they did everything.
I will look them up tonight. But my point is that it just seems so planned and fake and phony. And I know that sometimes the women can be not real, but their emotions come out either way. Even if a producer whisper in their ear, do this or whatever, that's just the little spark, and then they bring the fire and the gasoline and all of that. The men. Did you guys get that feeling, or am I alone with it?
No. So last week I said I felt it was planned, because if it was supposed to be all of them plus Louis, there was never enough seats for everybody to begin with.
You did say that.
Yeah.
So it's like they knew what Bill was going to leave, and then Louis was going to pop up. So yeah, I feel like it was also planned.
It was like a little Bad Boys Club. It was like a continuation from their the text messages. From the text messages, they were already going at Bill, so they just got together and were just excited to do it in person. That was the only difference to me. But they definitely went in there with, premeditated thoughts on how to attack.
So they was never all seven going to be together.
And even the seats, that's so. Can't they at least sit where they want to? I mean, they still could. Anyway, if those men,
scenes on Housewives when it comes to like seating and dinners and like even ordering drinks, I believe in the book, or was it? No, actually on Ultimate Girls Trip, they kind of put a little light to like how it works on the set. Like with ordering their drinks and their food, and it's very like specific. So maybe it works for them too. I remember them saying that on Ultimate Girls Trip. But
I would have sat on the same side as Joe and Frank too, though. I don't want my back to everybody. I would have sat over there too.
Dang, I was just disappointed.
You don't want your back to them the way they moving this season.
Okay.
Listen,
I was disappointed.
I'm just gonna sit at the bar.
All right. Well,
like the hostess, I'm gonna come and leave like the hostess. I'm gonna check in. Y'all good? All right.
Give me my own check.
And you know what? That was one more point I was gonna say. Okay, so all of this talk about, and not necessarily just on this panel, but everywhere. I see everywhere where people wanted Bill to be almost up in arms and like, I don't know exactly what they wanted Bill to do. Although you guys touched on it tonight, like at least tell her to stop, hush, sit down, and I agree with that. But what I was thinking, think about his profession. He's a surgeon. He is trained and should be calm in whatever situation. I don't need somebody getting crunk because somebody says something you didn't like and you gonna operate on me. No, you're not. Because if anything happens during that procedure, they have to remain calm. So that's the way I look at it. That's a part of their profession, to remain calm in whatever situation. Most of the times I remain calm in most situations, and a lot of people think I'm weird. I'm not weird. It's just like most of my jobs, I just had to remain calm. So it rolls over from the job to real life. But then people get to thinking you weird. Like Jim was sitting up there crying, talking about he didn't show no emotion. I don't know what she wants him to do though.
I think at this point, being where they're at now in this particular moment, being that he is the cause of it, she wants him to stand up and show that you give a damn about me, and he didn't do that.
He's not
It's 10
showing
years
any
old.
emotion to their situation. He's not showing emotion when she's getting jumped on.
Yeah.
He's just like this.
Like he just checked out. It's one thing, and I get what you're saying, because it's one
He ain't
thing
doing nothing.
to
He's just
hold on
like-
to your professionalism, but when it like this is your wife,
Yeah.
you see she being attacked based on
What you
being
think?
embarrassing
Yeah.
about
At
you.
least
You
show
can say
some anger.
something.
Be
You know,
upset.
I was put up
So
and
he
said,
didn't
everybody
worry
go.
about his composure when he was cheating.
Oh. Well, he ain't gonna be cheating on me if he operating on me, so I ain't worried about that. As long as he don't touch me inappropriately.
Oh,
But
unless you go to him and get some work done.
oh no,
Free work.
I'm all natural.
Oh.
Me too.
But anyway, it was nice seeing you guys.
All right, thank you, Indigo.
Bye.
Right.
Okay. That was some good dialogue from Indigo and Lisa. I love to see it. I guess there are no more callers today, so we're gonna go ahead and lead out. What
Yeah.
you got somebody want to call in, Danny?
No. I said I just I'm used to seeing Demicio's face too.
You know what? Maybe Demisio. I don't know, Chad. He either be outside at the gym, he be at work, he be smoking, he be in the bathroom. I don't know where he is today, so he's not here. Apparently, I'm sure he probably will watch the replay. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and lead out.
The comments, I just TKC. They was bored with the episode too.
Yeah, I mean the episode really wasn't given. I mean, I enjoy doing the shows with y'all because we can kind of pull more out of it and make it more fun. But child, it's been many times where not even with this franchise that the lean has been more entertaining than the actual episode.
Bravo needs to call you.
All franchises.
So boring next week. Just put a to be continued.
Ooh, I don't even know. Well, they didn't give us a trailer for next week. They gave us the mid-season trailer.
Mhm.
So I don't know what's gonna happen next. But I need something to go. Look, you didn't spoke up. You didn't spoke up somebody.
TKC. Uh-oh.
PCO. Not you calling in. When I'm about to lean out. What's up?
Hey, I called in because Danny said something. So I was like, let me go and call in and say something. Because I wasn't going to say nothing because the episode was kind of boring to me. But for what it's worth, I do agree about Bill. I do think that he should say something. Because it's like at this point, we wouldn't be talking about this if it wasn't for you. So it's just like, I get you a doctor and all that other stuff. But like, you caused all of this. Like if you would have kept, like Jackie said, if you would have kept your dick in your pants, then none of this would be a conversation. Jen wouldn't be crying about it. Like, we wouldn't be talking about this. So it's like, you do need to stand up for your wife and say something, at least something, like, even if it's just a few sentences or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least say something to defend her so we can move on from this, you know what I'm saying? Because basically she's now having to deal with something that she thought she, got over, but basically she never did. So it's like now living it over again and then living it in front of millions of people, like that hurts. That hurts. So she's probably reliving all that pain and stuff over again. And then him acting the way he's acting, like it really kind of doesn't help to me personally. Like I feel like if anything, it'll cause their marriage to go down instead of
Well, that's where it's like it's going because she's starting to doubt the whole marriage now.
Yeah.
She's over there in Turkey with her mama.
I was just
Her
saying, she got to be here talking to Marge, so you know something really got to be going on.
Yeah, I mean, in the trailer, they were like having a conversation, like about it. I'm like,
right. So we're just like, damn, what is going on? Is she going to Marge for advice? This got to be serious, real serious.
Who else she gonna talk to at this point? I mean, at this point, she gonna go talk to somebody that has been the other woman, so she can understand. I don't know what else. I don't know.
She damn sure can't talk to Bill. So
Because
yeah.
if she talks to Bill about it, Teresa's just gonna say, "I love Louis." That's all Teresa.
She could probably talk to Dolores about it, but Dolores is just. I mean, I don't know what Dolores gonna say.
Dolores left. Remember, Dolores left Frank when he cheated. So
yeah. So it's like, I mean, Jackie, man, so fake.
No, don't talk to Jackie, child. Tell go. Jackie need to be over there.
Tracy was the other woman too,
but she don't want.
She don't want to own up to it. Like at least Marge owned up to it, and she knows. So I guess, like I said, just go ahead and talk to the person that's been there.
Marge's husband.
Yeah. But I mean, Bill does have a right to feel the way he feels, though, like not really wanting to forgive them or talk to them or have anything to do with them.
Who, the husband?
He does. Yeah, because in the trailer, you know, she was trying to, I guess, get him to talk to him, and he was basically, you know, saying like, you know, I haven't forgiven them for, I guess, bringing the rumor to light or whatever. So I don't feel like it's anything wrong with it, but he should still be trying to have something to say or some type of compassion to Jennifer, though. Now, if you don't want to talk to Joe and all of them, that's absolutely fine, because to be quite frank, which I don't want to talk to none of their ass either. To be real, which it looked like Joe wanted to say a whole lot, not Joe, but Bill wanted to say a whole lot more than what he actually said, but
he might have edited it out.
Huh?
He might have.
So yeah,
well, it looks like he makes up with them, because in the trailer, did he like slap Joe's leg or
gave him a kiss?
Yeah, it was something. He did something. You know, I was like, okay, so.
But
I'm interested to see how this comes full circle. You know, so like how this ends this season, rather.
I feel like once the Marge and Teresa drama kind of started heating up, I think maybe that's how it maybe happened, because once that started, it's like, you know, this ain't really even nothing to sit up and argue about no more. We got this going on here. So maybe that's maybe why. And I'm surprised, and I still cannot get over Evan. Like, he just, these last few episodes, it's like he's a brand new person. It's just like you're blaming Jennifer for something that Teresa did. She ain't doing nothing but ask follow-up questions, which I'm sure anybody would have did that's messy, like Jennifer is. Because if I was Jennifer, I would ask follow-up questions too. I sure would have. I would have been right around just like she did, asking the same thing. It's like, can you really blame her? And then she didn't like Jackie either. So of course she was being messy. Duh.
I want to know. I want that energy Evan had with Bill. I wonder if he had it for the rest of the men from when they were sitting around at the table last season.
What I'm saying, because it's like, what was this at last year when you was actually under fire? You didn't have not a damn thing to say. Now that a new season that came around, now you done flounced your ass on here with all this talk. You should did this last year when Teresa was kicking Jackie ass. Because she sure was. She was tearing her up. I mean, Jackie had a few comebacks, but Teresa was wearing her out left and right, left and right, left and right. That's all she was doing was crying. This type of attitude you should have had when your wife was under fire last year. Now that we'd have moved on to bigger and better beef, now you want to have a lot of mouth. Oh, child, bye. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm ready for the reunion because I saw an interview and Dolores is not happy with Jennifer. So I'm kind of ready for the reunion to come.
Maybe something else happens that we don't know. I mean, like
you know what? Jennifer did an interview and was saying that she thought Dolores was her friend, but it's really just for TV.
She also threw shade at Dolores recently.
Yeah, so maybe
on her Instagram. Now I'm just saying that now when this comes up, I don't need Jennifer saying she didn't say it and act playing victim. I'm just saying whatever happens, she's still on Instagram doing the same shit, and that's okay. You can do that, but just be like, yeah, I said it, because
well. And to be fair, it's okay for her to feel that way about Dolores, because it seems like Dolores is taking every side too. So,
hello, that's why I was
Dolores is all over the place. I don't know.
That's why I was so confused. Like, Dolores, you wasn't just this big cheerleader the whole time. You kind of turned that way once a couple episodes went by, and you seen that Jackie was cozying up to her. Then that's when you came along. But girl, you kind of was Team March too. So,
yeah, that's true.
Just
all right, Demetrio, thank you for leading in tonight.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm ready to see that too. I'm curious to see how the reunion goes. And, you know, with that being said, we'll go ahead and link out 3 this time. There are no more callers. But thank you, Demetrio, for coming in at the last minute to give us, because that good dialogue, of course. Be sure to like this video. We'll be here next week in New Jersey. And we'll see y'all next time, okay? Y'all have a good rest of y'all. What's today? Oh, Tuesday, right? Damn, I thought it was like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm tired this week already. Have a good Tuesday night. Have a good weekend. We'll see y'all till next week. Good night.
Maybe.